All right, the Eagle has landed once again, bearing gifts, and I have been waiting for them for a while. Let's see what we got. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my shop. Since this old GMC's been getting more road time, windshield time, we're going to address some minor annoyances that's cropped up. One of which is something that I done to it not even a month ago. This aftermarket latch that I just recently installed, it's failing. So we're going to deal with that here and see if we can't get this door to open and close properly. So stay tuned, let's get busy. This is the striker plate, and you can see where part of the latch has been really digging into this really bad. It's about to wear through a hole right there at the top part. So I know something is definitely not right, and this is what rides. That is, this latch part right here is what's riding on that, and it's really hard to press, and it's not bringing this all the way back. So anyway, we're going to take it apart and see what we can find. I didn't record it last time. I'm going to see if I can do a better job of recording. Take the crank off, and that feels loose enough to practically come off. There we go. Got them two off. Now we're going to remove these 6-bolt screws here. In this case, they're Phillips heads. I do have one straight slot. I needed a longer screw here and a bigger one than what the standard were. So I put this in. Alright. Now what we want to do, put the handle back on, and we want to crank the window all the way back up. Now it's out of the way, and we can get to the latch here. Now those of you, I don't have this panel installed, so I'm not having to take it off, but you would have to take this panel off also for this operation. Now I'm going to remove the door handle, and that's how you access this one screw here in the front. And you got one right here. In a previous video, I incorrectly stated you needed to remove this screw to pull the handle out. You don't, it's just these two that hold it on. And if the handle isn't mushroomed out, it should easily pull straight out from the latch. And there you go. All right. Sometimes If this gets mushroomed here inside the latch, it'll crank and get jammed in it, and you'll just have to pry it out somewhat. And you got to be careful prying. You don't want to damage your paint. Now I'm going to remove the inside door handle remote. All right, and there's 3 clutch head screws. Here's what the clutch head screwdriver looks like, almost like a Chevrolet bow tie. Okay, so we'll remove them 3 screws. Some people replace them with Phillips. You look, it's slotted, and it'll only come off one way. All right. It shouldn't be that hard to get it off. Now we're going to remove these 2 screws, that screw, and that screw. And that'll release the latch. And then there's 2 more down here we'll have to remove. And that'll allow the window channel to lift out enough just for this to fit down between it, behind it. So here we go. Now we're going to push the latch in and fish it down and reach down in there and get it out that way. That's the only way you're going to get him out. And there you go. Let's see if I can figure out where this is bad at. But anyway, we got the latch out. We're going to check the door alignment before we go any further. I've not removed the striker plate, but I'm pushing the door up. And you can see it's actually higher than the trim here. Now this door, this cab has got a lot of body work on it. It's been hit or damaged at one time or another. So I believe it's high enough, so we're trying to adjust to that. All right, the angle is landed once again. Bearing gifts. and I have been waiting for them for a while. Let's see what we got. All right, we got a Flyer C10 Shindig. I believe somewhere 87 and older. Well, I guess the old GMC and Chevy could go. We'll check that later. One of the first things I want to look at is this. Yes, call me easy, but I'm trying another aftermarket latch for that left door, and let's compare it with the other one that I bought about 5 years ago, and see if there's any differences. But before we do that, let's see what else we've got. All right, got this box here. Got us a couple new striker plates. Couple more set screws to hold those handles in. Well, these don't have a tip either. I was thinking they should have a tip to where they would hold it better. I don't know, we'll see. And tie rod ends. There you go. If you've been following this channel, or if you've watched my last couple of vlogs, you'll know that I want to do repair my tie rod, and I'm forced to have to go with these new ends. So we'll try them, and hopefully they'll work with the brand new tie rod, and we'll put that on the GMC too. All right, very good. All right, and comparing, this is the new aftermarket. This is the old one that I bought about 5 or so years ago. And there's a big giant difference, and I see the main problem that happened with this. If you notice this, the clasping mechanism is controlled by this arm here, and you notice how far up that is and that isn't. But that's not the major problem I see. I'll show you the new one. You can see these serrated teeth. Now that's what the old control has, because it's that's what is grasped by the top of the hinge to hold it closed or open. And when you look at this older one, there's no serrations, no steps. Now you can see where it's wore right there. Now either this never had it, which I can't hardly believe, because it did work good for a while. I believe they've wore plumb off. Just totally flat. See? Flat step serrations. So I think that's part of the major problem why this failed. Another big difference is, you can see this. All right? Now look at this aftermarket. This new aftermarket. Look at the difference in size. That really is big, and it's harder to press too. So hopefully, now another good thing I noticed on the packaging on this latch is made in Taiwan and not the Communist People's Republic of China. So hopefully that means this is a whole lot better quality than this, which was no doubt made in China. Probably could find somewhere where it's stamped on there. Don't see it anywhere. But anyway, it's definitely substandard, because it failed after, I don't know, 30 open and closings. So, of course, this isn't the same quality as the OEM, but we'll see. Just this little spring to hold that remote in, you know, to keep it from rattling. I mean, there's just a lot of nice things that this has that doesn't. So we'll see. All right, I've got a fish tape I've stuck through the opening here, and it's coming down to there, and that's going to help me pull the latch, the new latch up. All right. You could probably get it up by hand, but I like to try to pull it up as easy as I can.
Well, that long piece just won't hardly fit through that. It's kind of hard. Let me see if I can move you over this way. So, all right. The long catch that extends further down than the other one is hanging up here. So have to push up on it to get it through. That's good. Make sure we're still looking. Okay. There. Now she's in. This right here is what was keeping. There's a slot in the door, and that was what it was. Just sticks down further than the old one did, and the old original was so worn. So anyway, that was what was hanging us up. Okay, reassembly is basically the same as this assembly, just in reverse order. All right, we got 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 that'll hold him in. We'll get them started. I'm not cinching them down just yet. Butterfinger. Countersunk round. I believe the round one went here, since it's behind the panel. You can need the clearance here. I tightened him last. I wanted these to draw it all the way up. Then I use that to secure it to this panel. So, all right. Now we're going to get these two. If it does like last time, I didn't have to. It would catch it. I'm gonna reach around and make sure that I got it. I just went too easy. And it'll line right up. Now,
unfortunately, that steel, that metal window trim busted off right at the very bottom to where it's sticking out a little bit. Hopefully it won't cause a problem with the window. We'll see. Here's the remote. My newfound cheating way won't work. So now just to get it started, it's just barely. There's a spring that's supposed to be in there. There is an adjustment for this remote to make sure you get it right. First off, you want to make sure it locks. Now it goes all the way. Then you want to make sure it comes all the way open. Now, I'm going to double check to see, but I think that handle should come back. I've sprayed some silicone in there just to make it move better. But it seems to be okay. That's how it locks. Alright. I also put this standoff and this standoff there, so when I put this harder plate on, which is harder than what the factory soft cover plate, it won't rub on this. Okay, I just want to make sure that that moves freely behind it. I'm going to put the handle back on. You know, I should have ordered the gaskets for it. Oh well. Make sure it goes all the way in. Alright. Oh, that's a lot stronger too. Alright. Try to get these screws in. Before I tighten it, I'm going to make sure I get this other one in there good. It's an odd looking gap. So there you go. That's making it look better when you draw it in. Alright. 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 Locking. Alright. Alright. Well, we seem to be good. I pulled the old striker plate off. I'm going to put the new one on. These are side specific, and they get you coming and going because you can order the right side by itself, but you cannot order the left side. Now the left side is what wears out more than the right side because that's where your driver's side. So anyway, we'll go ahead and put this on and see what we get. Before I put it on, you see I've got it off. I want to see how the door still aligns. And the lines you can see are higher, and I barely got any gap right up here, so I really can't cock this door any more than what it is. The gap's bigger down there than it is up here too. And if you can see, I'm pretty close here. So I think, and down here, I can't really get it anywhere. So I think I'm pretty much situated good on the door. Let's put the new striker plate on and see how it lines up. This door has been modified, and I need to lift up on them a little bit in order to get the screws started. Let's see how it lines up. It's got to come way back. I think it needs to, this door still needs to come up with that. Come down. Alright, we'll study on that some more. Alright. I didn't show putting the plate back on. It's pretty self-explanatory how it goes back on. everything seems to be working pretty good. It's not digging into this yet. Of course, it's going to have to last about at least 30 openings to outdo the previous model. So let's see how good she shuts. All right. That's about as good as I can get it in there. Like I say, this cab has been, well, it's got a lot of body work done to it. And you can see where I've got the gap real close here. We're a little wider here. Wider here. See where it kind of changes going down. So that's about as good as I can get it. The lines are almost lined up good. So anyway, now I found a stopper here. There's supposed to be two, but I only had one. So I put that stopper in. And that seems to keep the door tight. So anyway, at least it's 100% better than what it was before. It's like I had to slam it. I was afraid I was going to be busting the glass. I was having to slam it so hard to close it. Anyway, there we go. All right. We've come to another conclusion to a segment here. And what we're going to do is parts has come in that I needed to continue working on this. So unfortunately, its freedom has been short-lived yet again. And we're going to put him over in the service stall and get the Chevy over here because I got a few things done to the Chevy that was needed. And then we'll go from there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. Going good here. Can't complain. You know it wouldn't do any good to complain either. So have a good one. And we'll see you on the next one. See you.